Hello and welcome back to Train Sim World 3. Those right. Right. We're going to do another tutorial and one Peninsula order. And this is the list of locos we're going to be doing, including the bi-levels cab car. If I go to do that means pretty much train depot, you may notice it doesn't work on this either. If you are wondering, it does work if you do for the AC. I think you get the Bakerloos work as well, but it seems like it's only not the heritage timetable that works, as far as I've noticed. But I know a way we can get to the baby bullet, and it's a northbound service, because that's the service that the cab cars do for both the bi-level and the gallery. So it'd be San Joe's Dividend, or whatever, how it's supposed to pronounce Dividend, to San Francisco. Don't know whether I can stay on because I can't be bothered to change it. We won't do the full service because I'm not sitting here for over an hour and a half. So we're in the cab car, well, train parked up next to us, which is the gallery cab car. You can see the difference in them before that one leaves, and I forget how to turn the headlights on. So, as a setup, cab setup key can go on. Then I'm going to put all these on. It doesn't matter if you put them on in order, they're all on. I'm going to then do that. Open the doors, because, yeah. Do that with the brake. You got, hopefully, that should now work. So obviously you can open the windows and it does disappear into there, unlike the cab cars. I'm just going to press that just in case the engine does switch itself off. And now, release the brake a little bit. And PCS has gone out, which is handy. So, cab lights. For console lights is all we need. Number lights as well, and headlights on to bright. And if I go to the back car, let everything load up and put the front marker lights on and jump back again. This is the only time that I'm going to have to do that to this, is put those on. Otherwise, yeah, it goes without. That goes forward. They can shut. If you are curious, there's a buzz up here. Doesn't make any noise apart from click. If I do that, release the brakes fully. Aussie belt, it is, as long as it's American. That's nice and openly. And away we go. This is probably the easy train to drive out of them all, out of the other passenger on that, the one that's just left. Because that is an automatic brake and not a lap brake. Where are we stopping? Up there. So going through that one, whatever. There's a freight train up there. Hello, speeding. This does have dynamic brake on it, but it's also integrated with the brake. So obviously you won't see anything with a dynamic brake from here, because yeah, it's not. Because this isn't fitted with dynamic. This is. Yeah. So I'm not American, so I wouldn't have a clue what that really meant. So yeah, obviously you got a the phone there as well. The radio there doesn't work for back-end engines. Obviously you've got a blind there as well. Horn with the lights, and the belt is automatic with it as well. Go on to this anyway. I can never fully remember how to turn the cab lights on, but the passenger lights on from this view, because there's no head at all in this end of the cab. So the people are in darkness the whole time. Because there's literally nothing in this cab, but I can turn on the cab lights. Passenger lights, there's just no head anywhere. It's on none of these either. Cab light, console, cab heat. So the passengers are going to be stuck in the dark because someone forgot to put the head control in this corner, in this side of the cab. I'm inside the building. So yeah, pretty much quite an easy train to drive, to be fairness. It's one I prefer out of it. This is the DLC to the route. So there's a load of passenger trains just parked up. Technically this one should be doing the baby bullet services, but yeah, it gets dumped on the slow trains for some strange reason. That gets the baby bullet services. It's been like that since they released it on TSW 2020. So, onto that one. And the motors don't turn off instantly, but just to say that as well. And yes, that's the maximum limit on the route, 79 miles an hour, due to that is safety system, which isn't even enabled on this route, because it's not actually enabled. It wasn't even in working order when they did the route originally. Still trying to work out where the hell, how you turn the passenger lights on. Dynamic headlights. Radio didn't work, obviously. Because they're on apparently. Saloon lights. Seriously, that should be the saloon lights turned on, but to be fair, I will get to St. Clair. And then we move on to the next one, which I'll probably do the Loco itself next. Then I might move on to the freight Loco, then do the passenger, then do the shunter one last. Or switch up to American people. I can never remember these break distances because it was only yesterday the first time I drove this for about over a year. Well over a year plus. Probably the last time I probably drove this was probably before the 64 gigabyte memory limit got found. And I don't know where that whistling's coming from, to be honest. So, of course, you got a cab door which you can shut. Well, so I think that's how they drive it with. Probably coming in a bit too hot, but hey ho. Pretty much. The brakes are good once they bite, but otherwise they're not going to do much as fast. But it's still going to be a lot better than that over there. As the SD40 part is obviously waiting to be allowed to go. You do have up to full weight and suppression. I was going to show this out on the door properly. close you. Do that. So the door control's on. So pick the side is by doing left or right. So there's one on the right, and then it'd be the open button up there. Pretty much opens them, and it does obviously the open and close shuts them. So what was that? Oh, at least I'm on the platform. So I think it's about time to move to the Loco. I really do wish it was a back to not necessarily back to menu, but back to the timetable option from that side as well, not just from you SPAD type of thing, or derail, or you end the service fully. Obviously this is the slowest in history. Obviously, as you haven't noticed, the left our life is back up and working. So now we do want a southbound service, so we want a San Fran down to Devlin. So as I said about them all being, there's a southbound Baby Bullet on there. So that's an actual Baby Bullet service. Hopefully they Dovetail will look at this through at some point and give it a nice hit, because there's stuff which are still broken on the route. Hello, double header. So we're in the car itself. Here, I think the doors shouldn't even be connected up to the reverse on this, because I think this is guard operated in real life. So alert can go on, radio can go on, even though that's technically pointless. Ground lights can go on. Step lights can go on. That can stay off. That's done. Go up here, you got all the gen field, one engine, and everything gone. Versa can go in. I've opened both doors now. Green lights stay off. Rear headlights. I'm not going to be mean and put bright yet. And also gauge lights. Hep on. A couple seconds to jump into action and be happy. And put that into run actually. There you go. That should be on now. If I jump to the rear, on and on, tail lights are now on. I'm not too worried about in-house on that, so as long as the two tail lights are on. So for the brake wise, frame or passenger, we're passenger, so it'd be on passenger. Fully apply the Loco brake fan and release that brake. I'm going forward, which is a very slow movement forward. Now the compressor's on, they can shut. Once again, that's for the safety system. Doors can shut, you can't actually physically shut them from this end. If you are curious, the headlight is up here. And a wiper is somewhere down here, I think. Somewhere. Fully released the step through it. Burn the bell. Horn, I won't do that yet. And off we go. Trying to remember where it wipes up there. So you don't need any other things on. I believe this might be supposed to be a bow. That's not physical bow anymore. That seems to have more or less left that We can go on the back of the bike. So obviously that's the double header special. The double header special train which is available on Speedham. Once again the brakes are nice and simple, but at the same time you will see a dynamic brake cone. Don't think it, yeah, there we go, it's dynamic brakes, just cut in just as it didn't need to. So there's dynamic brake which does work on the cab car. It would work on this in the cab car when you're doing brakes. So yeah, pretty much an easy train drive. Probably the worst point to do it because now we're just stuck at 10 mile an hour. A very squeezy brake train. Also, obviously got the whistle, running horn. Bell once again connected to that, and headlights are like that. And also, that will tell you is also the service number, not the train number, which is that one there. So that's pretty number. You have got a reading light here as well, but you don't really need that to be fairness. Your sand got ditch lights, pause, front and rear headlights if you're going in reverse. Over there should be the emergency brake, I believe, for the second band seat. Window is two-sided. Do have a window. Cab door as well. Even from this side it's still going to not be any powerful to drive from that side on acceleration and so forth. So I think this doesn't have the acceleration bit with the other one for the route. What was it? The F9. I've forgotten which one it was now. Come back to me in a minute. That train's Loco. Only 8 steps of power as well. Last do. Obviously got some lights, which you have to physically move like that. Holding them down, everything to do believe that's a part of the safety system which wasn't enabled at the point of this route being made, which is in servicing. I think I heard that it came in a year later, came in about a month or so later after release originally, so if they waited a month it might have happened, but I don't mind not having it. Because it does set a route back, it predates a route, so if they can re-release it and put it with safety systems, but obviously I don't think that'd be any good. Because obviously that wouldn't work unless they extended it. But they need to do a full revamp on this timetable. Because this and that shows services, which is a bit silly. So it's literally random on what we see as an AI for the AI. So we're not going to be stopping for miles. I can tell you that straight away. Because these don't stop. These are fast. But obviously the braking is the same from the as it is in the cab car. Obviously the alert decided to go off this time, like it would have last time. Can't remember if the alert sounds anything in it, or was it? I think it's something lights up, but I don't think it's working properly at the moment. Because obviously I don't think that is just named for the alerter anymore. I'm not sure if it's access or ACT or wherever it is they have used, but on this, it's one of those two, since it would be one of the American systems. I believe the alert is connected to wherever it is in here, the throttle or the brake, like the vigilance devices for British trains. You might see the dynamic brake actually kicking a bit more quicker this time. There you go, you can hear it, and down it goes. So it does help, the dynamic brake does, for speed wise. Once again, you could just use setup and do that full dynamic. So I'm going to go to the freight loco, because why not? Break it up a little bit, give it a bit of fun with the freight hit for a bit quickly, and then we'll move on to the passenger again. So in some senses, it gets everything. You've got passenger, you've got freight, and you've got, in some sense, shunting. So switching. So it is just standard GP38 in Union Pacific. Not many services, to be fairness. So I think we might as well just start and do the shunting one here. Technically, yes, it's switching, but I'm gonna just say shunting for now, because then it'll make my life a little bit easier. So I have no idea why the brakes are doing that. So once again, you got number lights front and back. It should be that on there really, but I don't think they have them. Engine lights don't really need. I'll actually go away. Nothing else there. Open that up. You've got cab heater. One of these should be down, not on. Cab heater, don't need you. Don't need you. You're nothing. On device. Electronic device. Did I really just say hard? Almost. Very often this has PT on top. Back and cam is there. Obviously got one on front headlights. Of course, windows are set for keep them shut. Headlight, the light up there. Headlights down there. Set the reverse one. Step lights, gauge lights. Cut that into freight and put the H. In theory, I think this is actually slightly set up. Should be in the dead or lead. So one brake on default. At least the dynamic brake fully. Technically, I'm now going to put them back on again. I don't know why I just did that. I'm just going to do that. So all the way to the rear. I'm going to hold. Release. Fully onto the loco brakes, since we're pretty much loco only now. Flop the paddle as well, and off we go. Well, we're back. You would need the power, but I'm turning it off because I don't think it's ding 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 ding. I don't remember this service, these services using free locos. But just have a look at those to see if they're actually coupled. Am I really going to fit all 3 locos in this little gap? Bring the loco, just the independent brake in. And try and stop without spatting that signal. Good underneath. I think in real life they'll change ends by this point. Instead of doing what I'm about to do. Yeah, I'm doing that. Definitely not the realistic one for this. Like I said, this is all 10. This was for, no it wasn't the first SD for might have been the first GP on the group for console. I think SD 44, that was on New York, New Haven was the first American freight loco for console to have. Due to console never had sound patch originally. I would actually have to admit, I'd actually wonder if that would have come over if they never did Trent. It's a shame they didn't actually try and do the full New York, New Haven route itself onto the Trenton route as well. And just did a little callback to it type of thing a bit more than what they did. Might make it a lot more interesting. Obviously this is probably not the most interesting service to do, but we're not going to do the whole thing. So yeah, pretty much these are probably quite easy to drive. Obviously if your for that is the dynamic brake there, so obviously that won't apply the dynamic brake. Up there is for the alert, but I don't know how you're supposed to always constantly see that. There's the speedo, obviously the brake gauge. As it says there, you're looking at the red needle for the brake. So if I just move it, there you go. So at least that's how you know how much you're putting on when you do apply the brake. And if I do the loco brake, it is literally going to do that more. It would, which will obviously do the train itself, not just the loco. Obviously, where the independent will just do the loco. And ball off will release the brakes on the loco if they're on, and on properly, but not what you're hauling around. That's probably a very quick one, but on to the next one, which is the not MP, oh god, I've forgotten what it's called. Do I have this note down somewhere in this list? So on we go to the F40. And that's why there's about a billion of them in the list. I think that's an issue at the moment. There's a load of trains that don't even tell you what the lengths are. So obviously these will be they still have the northbound services, and I don't know what will give those, what that will get given, but these should be doing the all stopping services. And obviously the MP36 should be doing the baby bullet services. But they'll mix and mash together, to be fair. So yeah, this one has the timetable but fully works anyway. Blur them. So your cabinet again, got the funny cabinets, which American trains seem to love so much. With the alerter, radio, and nothing else. I think that's probably once again for the safety system, which is enabled on this route. Don't need the front marker lights. Number lights though can go on. Then on here you got on, and on. Open the doors up. Put the reverser in. Headlights on to bright. Can't bother to change that. Put brake in on to on. Get up and check that is actually set to lead or dead. I can stay in mid for now. Into neutral. I'm going to shoot to the back. Try to remember where the tail lights are. Mark lights are that on there. Shoot back to the front again. Check if they're on. And yep, and yep. Press the eye because I can't go press the button. On. So, apart from the brake, everything else is done now. Fully release that. Shut the doors. Doors closed. The MP valve doesn't like being moved into that. I think that's a bug. Reset that. It's normally the alert that does this. Does that with the brakes. And doesn't like releasing them afterwards. I believe that is actually a bug. I'm going to dump the pressure completely. Let the brakes rebuild again. In theory, it should come off. Of course the brakes don't come off. When it does this, it's possibly because it's got a bug. Because the valves act like they're on, but they're not on. And every other time nothing does it. But once again, I'm going to turn this on to see if it actually was that. Front number lights on, and on. Bring the doors up far to the end. Shove them. Tail lights on. Front headlights on. Just dim for now, so just stop. On and on. Dead and lead. Do that first. On. Allow them to actually get the stuff going inside. Double head is already here. Forward, shut the doors. And now finally the brakes charge up. Like I said, it's the alert that does this, and it's I know there's I think the the light on this doesn't actually work properly, I don't think, because the alerters, I think that's a bug, because I know they've said that they need to go over this route again. And I think, that, like I said, I haven't drove this through for goodness knows how long because of that reason, which is on the screen now, the needs of that. This time I'm not going to bother turning the lights on. Shove that on. Still will go wham to that, wham to the end. This is one thing which I wish they'd set up on itself. Set all this up on the dim because we're stopped there. That can go forward, right can go in. Get out of hissing noise. All these except that will be the long one, longest train in the game on the route. That's pretty long there. One baby bullet in by the looks of it. Yeah, the stoppers are actually the slower ones. It's the short ones. Or it's just how this one's parked up in the station. Well, whoever drove that one in didn't stop close enough. Shut those doors. And let them do that. Yeah. And that is what should happen. And that's fully off. We can get out of it. Once again, that should be just like a sound, not an actual bell. And off we go. Once again, I can't afford to keep it on. Since no one's on the platform, they can on bright. It proves I'm drove a different way part since TSW3 released. Yeah, shush. I'm just going to use the dynamic brake on that because this text doesn't do much that long. It's only a little bit taken off. Since we're only going as far as 22 Street with this, I think it's easy enough to do this. A lot more easier. This is the longest part because of how slow it goes. At least I keep the easy one for last. Pretty much. Start with an easy one and end with an easy one. That looks like an all signal. I do believe that is a car cut background. It's kind of nice that after. When you drive that one, you do get stuck behind a train. I don't know, I'm going to do the break those to look at and see if they're actually connected. Unlike what's on Northern Side's Peninsula, and British Brutes for the complete same reason. That whoever coupled them together couldn't couple their hoses properly together because apparently they're literally not even connected. Technically, how the brakes are supposed to work in that sense because they're not connected. Obviously, the window is only single on this. Since it is we're stopping at that point down there, I can do the right one. But you can already see it's a lapped brake, manually lapped brake, not an automatic brake. To be fair, this isn't the best version of the F40 now on the game. Boston Sprinter has the best version of this in the game now. Minus it has the absolute pain in safety systems also. And the prop and everything works in that, unlike this one, but that. The other way I could have tried was after doing that, then turning it on and see if that would work. But I think that'd be a bit too late to do that now, to be fair, because we're moving. And obviously this doesn't have the eye adaptation on it. Even though I think this is probably, for at least the original for Route C, it was probably one of the best ones for tunnel wise. Because I'm pretty sure it went dark in it. Properly dark. With the glow of the gauge lights. So we've got lap service. That'll go down eventually. When dynamic brake kicks in, but I'm not too worried about them not stopping. But if you watch the brake, it will slap. If you go out at fast speeds, it would have dropped fully and use dynamic brake. Shush. Before we do move on to the next thing, I'm just going to try something. Dump the pressure completely. Turn the alerter on now. Put it in Holden. Then release. Because by the time it's released itself, it should be off. Yeah, that's the way to get that to work. Before moving that, turn that on. And obviously that will go off, but it probably won't, because I think it goes off every bit more than 30 seconds, doesn't it? Also, if you're stopping here, you may get overtook by the fast services. On some of them anyway. So you may get a red light. These actually have better acceleration than the MP36, but these are slower at top speed, I think. But the brakes are a bit pathetic. So these sound a lot better on this rear. The coaches for the gallery cars, these carriages sound so better. Physically do hear the click clacks or goes together. I can't remember if there's a light in here or not for it, but hey ho. So wipers up here if you like, along with the cap light, which is the first time I've attached that to the wall apparently. Once again, 79 being the top limit of the route. Gallery cab car, pretty much the same as the Loco, but this doesn't actually have safety systems on it. I've noticed that with both cab cars that the safety systems are non-existent. car. So obviously it's only going to be northbound, all stops, and you may find one which is for the limited stoppers and so forth. Let's pick a rush hour one. Might be a bit busy. So, once again we're in. The gen fuels can go on. Headlights can go on to medium for now. Brake can get cut in. Reverser can go in. Open the doors, so you can't actually physically open the doors up from in here. So, yep. When I say you can't fully do much in this cab, you can't really, but you do have a head on this side at least. And in theory, then there's the alerter, which is black, and that's it. You do have a phone in here as well. In theory, all I need to do is go to that, and wait for it to load up, because it always does that. Turn the lights on and go back, because the AI you get to turn them on for you, but everyone else, the AI turns it on for them. That's how. I know, unfair. Once again, that is that brake. Despite it's called, even though it's known as a brake, automatic brake, it's not automatic. Obviously, you do have a parking brake up there. Put those lights on. So yeah, you do have stuff in there. I just spatted a signal. Never mind, but yeah, that's how you drive that, and the brake's the same as the Loco. This is when I wish they actually had it on the standard way of getting back to the timetable. I pressed main menu, didn't I? Come on. Come on. Come on. No, that's what I wish they did have on there. Last but not least, the other DLC for the route, which is London service, or which does on the main line. So I'm going to do the first part of that, not fully. Dynamic mode is stay because I can't afford to change it once again. I've seen no other backgrounds except that for now. So northbound, extra, they're all called extras for some unknown reason. So you can go in. That can go into freight because we're technically going to be freight. I can't bother to change that because that seems to always bug out. This only needs to have the gen fuel turned on because the rest is automatically turned on. If I go to all power here, you've got number lights which are on by default, just to make sure nothing else is not in it. So don't ask why it does that. Number lights on, platform lights are on. So good. You have emergency brake down there, 2 seats up there, heat there which you don't need. I do believe that it might have a bit more fair enough. It's got that. Release the train brake fully, put it into forward. Whoop. pushing all those brakes, so I don't mind. So once the brake has fully released, yeah, this one you need to set that. Probably there's bugs on this room. Obviously you got the white windows which you can open. Handle there for the light, but I'm speeding because I don't get doo-doos. Number lights are there as well. Do have the headlights front and rear radio. And the front headlights are there. That's the Loco brake. Loco and train brake, that is a proper automatic brake. Bow down there. Stand forward. God, this is painful fun one now. Technically the only actual official technical shunter in the game for America now. Since the one that was with Northeast Corridor never came over. They're probably going to push that as a separate DLC again. But unless they decide to give it out free for people that owned it. So I think it'd be a nice thing to have back in it, because it can go on 2 routes and one route. This doesn't actually have taillights on it. So I believe it should really have taillights fitted properly, but hey, hell. Don't ask, these were Americans and needing to be able to kind of look at middle or front someone. Oh, I couldn't care less that I'm doing 12 1 hour in a 10. So please, I do wonder if any drivers in America do that as well, sing like that as well. I think if I go, I can see a lot of pipage for the Vipers, which is, I've gone where they are. There's somewhere in the cab, but I can't ever remember where. I'll be there in a couple of seconds. I remember things on. But obviously you can just press the keyboard command if you have a keyboard and which is V. Ah, there you go, you see it on the top moving. Up there. So it's that one there. Probably one of the easiest. Hello, 40. Move out of the way from that. I think, apart from Amtrak, this was the second licence in Dovetail was able to get fully implemented for passenger service-wise. Because it was obviously Amtrak first for passenger, and then Caltrain for passenger. The CSX was the first one for America overall. Obviously for Britain was probably either Great Western or EWS, or actually DB Shankar for British. German, I mean just straightforward DB to be fairness. And then for obviously French it's SNF. Which I really wonder what's going to happen with more French routes potentially now, since Dovetail owned by a French company. I put those up because I'll be shunting zoom. That's a very confusing signal. Anyway. it's the second signal, not the first one. Loco brakes on this aren't the best, to be fair. Truth, the brakes on this Loco's a bit pathetic, but it is a shunter, so what would you expect? Technically that should put me into derail. But hey, hop back onto that, fully release the brake, put it into, not that, neutral, into reverse. I'm going to try and get these coupled up and get going, then I will end the tutorial. So obviously there are scenarios for that, for the gallery and the base bullet, and the 40 and the SD's 40 as well. So one thing I do like is on there you actually physically see the troop move from outside. This is AI driven. And coupled together into forward. Technically I should have done that and then done that. We won't be going anywhere anyway for some time because that's in, but if I get going. Come on, girl. This is horrendously underpowered to hold this many cars. Come, get going, come on, go. I'm up to 10 now, dude. Obviously the brake is going to be that, and it will bite probably more quicker on there with a train though than it might sound. These do it physically on their own as well. Shut up. Quickly rush a little bit, go back to main menu, just to finalise. Finalise everything. So you obviously got the in-game tutorials, and they'll be under the actual tutorial bit, so it will say training centre, but it's the Locos. So you've got training centre, training, there they are, there's one, there's two of them, instead of being, quick, take a couple of minutes, not long. So obviously in the training centre you do get, in this you do actually get them all, unlike stun routes, but there's the main one for the route, and also scenarios as well, and also there's all the table services. I'm going to end it with me finding out what one of the services which I saw earlier was, which is one of these. See what it puts me in, if it puts me in the gallery or the buy level. So I think the timetable's a little bit all over the place. Yeah, the timetable's all over the place, that's a bug and a half. But I'm going to end it here then, guys. Let's get them both, get those two at least in shot. So I'm going to leave it here then, guys, so don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more Train Sim Rail 2, Train Sim Rail 3. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.